A pleasant morning to all. I am G. Venkatesh from Department of English. I hope that you are in the pink of your health. Today we are going to see our first unit grammar part, prepositions. Prepositions. A preposition is a word that is placed before a noun or a pronoun to show its relationship to other words in a sentence. So preposition always comes and it shows some relationship between two nouns. For example, here we see Vicky swims on Sundays. Here Vicky is a noun. Another noun is Sundays. Here on is preposition. This preposition shows the relationship between Vicky and Sunday. If you ask a question, when does he swim? When does Vicky swim? It is linking this Sunday to this sentence. Next example, we can see minute objects through microscope. Here we is a noun, microscope is another noun, this through is a preposition. This through shows some relationship between this noun and a microscope noun. There are three kinds of prepositions. One, preposition of time. Number two, preposition of place. Number three, preposition of direction. Preposition of time, it shows the time. This preposition shows the time in a sentence when an action happened or happens. This preposition of place shows where the event or action happened or happens. This preposition of direction, third type, it shows in which direction that particular object or person is moving. Preposition of time. I go to school at 9 a.m. Before an exact time, before we say some exact time, we have to use at. But if we don't know, if we are telling about a rough time or approximate time, we have to use by. For example, the work will be finished by this week. Here we know the exact time, 9 a.m. So I go to school at 9 a.m. Here there is no exact time here. There is an approximate time is mentioned. So the work will be finished by this evening. So we have used by preposition here. Third example, I enjoyed painting during my holidays. Here during is preposition. During refers a period of time, a particular period of time is mentioned as during. I enjoyed painting during my holidays. I visited my uncle in May. Here we used in front of a month name, a name of a month. So before name of a month or before a name of the year, we have to use in. See here, we play football on Sundays. Here before the name of a day, we have used on. Like that, before name of a day or name of or before date, we have to use on. After completing my work, I went home. Here after refers time. This is a preposition here. Next one, the train had left the station before we reached the station. Here before is a preposition. This is referring time. Next one, I met my friend in this morning. Here in is preposition here. When we say about morning, afternoon or evening, we have to use in. For example, in the morning, I went to school or I met him in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. But when we say about night, we have to use at preposition, at night. I went to bed at night, like that. Next one, Gandhiji was born on 2nd October in 1869. So as I said earlier, before a date or before a day, we have to use on. So here before 2nd October, we used on. So before seasons, we have to use in. For example, in summer, in winter, in spring, in autumn. I went to Goa in summer, like that. Next example, we waited for him till the evening. Here till is a preposition. This preposition till refers up to a certain time. We waited for him till the evening. That means up to evening. Now let's see some examples of prepositions of place. I live at Vennaimalai in Karur. Here at is a preposition. We have another preposition here, that is in. We use at before a small area. we use in before a big area. For example, I live at Venaimalai in Karur. Venaimalai is a small area in Karur district. Like that, we can use some other examples also. For example, Karur, I live in Karur at Tamil Nadu. We even use this, I live at Tamil Nadu in India, like that. The book is on the table. On refers, these two objects are in contact. It is in contact without any movement. The cat is under the table. The cat is under the table. The cat is sitting under the table. There will be no movement. Here, the river runs below the bridge. Below is a preposition here. There is a movement here. That means the river water may rise or fall down. So in that particular case, we have to use below. When there is no movement, we use under. If there is any rise or fall, we use below. The ball flew over the wall. The ball, which is in a movement, it flew over the wall. We have to use over for some movement should be there. The ball flew over the wall. The fan is above my head. It is directly above someone's head. So the fan is above my head. We use above here. Now let us see preposition of direction. He ran towards his goal. That means he is approaching his goal. He ran towards the tree. The cat ran towards me. These are some examples. We went to Trichy from Karur. Here we have two prepositions, to and from. From is a starting point. When we use from before a starting point. To we use before the destination point. We went to Trichy from Karur. He started from Karur and he reached Trichy. I saw a tree through the window. That means this person, he is standing in another side of the window and the tree is placed in another side of the window. Okay, I saw a tree through the window. He is looking at the tree through the window. The boy walked along the road. The road is going in one direction. The person also is traveling in the same direction. So we use along. When we say across, we can say across if the person is crossing the road. If the person is going from one side of the road to another side of the road, we use across. The boy walked across the road. Across the road means the person was crossing the road. He leaned against the wall. Against is a preposition here. That means he leaned against the wall. We should not say he leaned on the wall. It is a wrong sentence. We should only use against. For example, sometimes we say the painting is on the wall, is hanging on the wall. In that case, we can say the painting is hanging on the wall. But when we say a person is leaning against the wall, we should say he leaned against the wall. The differences between some prepositions. I have been studying since the morning. That means he started studying from the morning. Till now he has been studying. He has been painting for 2 hours. That means when we say a particular duration, we have to use for in front of that particular duration. He stands beside the tree. Beside, that means by the side of. See, she is standing beside the tree. This is by the side of. Here, besides, we have added yes here. Besides a bike, he owns a car. Here, besides means in addition to. So remember, see the difference. It is beside, this is besides. Besides means in addition to. This beside means by the side of. So remember, besides a bike, he owns a car. So besides means in addition to. The girl is standing between two pillars. When we say about two objects, something is in the middle, we have to say between. If there are more than two, if the objects are more than two, we have to use among, the preposition among. For example, I distributed the sweets among the students. More than two, we have to use among. If there are two pillars, we have to use between. The girl is standing between two pillars. Here I distributed the sweets among the students. The bank will be opened between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Here when we use between, we have to use and. When we see between, we have to use and. Along with between, we have to use and. Remember, the school will be opened from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. If along with the from, we have to use to. So along with between, we have to use and. Along with the from, we have to use to. Hope you would have understood the preposition class. We will send you the PDF of the book and the homework through your WhatsApp. As soon as you receive the homework, kindly finish it and send it to your English teachers. Thank you.